All right. We are on a podcast.
Big pod.
Which pod are we on, though?
Welcome to For Further Instructions, baby.
Yeah.
We live. We lit.
Now, do you like the name?
Do I like the name?
Yeah.
I told you in the last episode, I hate it. I hate it.
I
I like alliteration, the for further, the thing going on. But, I mean, hey, it's okay.
I thought that was
How
a
about
joke.
For Further with Luther Instructions pod?
No, because that's the whole point, is that's not going to happen.
No more Luther. Okay.
That's not going to happen. And I think that's something, again, we've mentioned it over a couple episodes now, but you know what? I'm liking this because I think it's more of an original thing. Yes, there's a million pods. They all have a background and chairs and mics, but
Yes.
I do think that it is, it's cool to kind of do something that just feels a little bit more contained, maybe.
Okay, I'm going to be honest, guys, because, I've been working with a bunch of different podcasts, different podcast formats and stuff like that. Everybody does this because it works. It's a lot more scalable. So if I'm trying to speak to you guys and give you, some honest feedback about producing a podcast,
Sure.
this is your best bet, man. Just get some good mics. These are some Shures, man, and just lock it in. 2 chairs. That's all you need, man. That's all you need. All that production value, though, I miss it. I miss it so much.
Why do you miss it, though? What about it?
Vanity.
Vanity,
yes.
Okay.
And the audience doesn't really care about the vanity. They just want you to talk and say something they care about. Yeah.
Right. So then we don't really need it.
Mm-mm. And that's why we're here.
And that's why we're here.
Being smart, guys. So yeah, if you're smart businessmen, don't throw all your money at aesthetics that won't translate into conversions.
Well, today, since it's just you and I,
Yep.
Stories will be told. I think opinions will differ. But
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the things that I want to talk about today is relationships.
Relationships, let's go.
Now, that could be a friendship. It could be romantic relationship. Could be work relationships. But the one I'll most likely focus on is the romantic relationship. Because
man.
I think that it's something that's super important to people, but then it's really difficult to find.
Oh, it's difficult to find? It's
Mhm.
difficult to lose? And get out of, because sometimes you found something and you're like, oh, wait, let me put it back in the ocean.
Look, there have been times where I really thought that I'd found the one.
The one.
And then I found out that they were not the one. I don't even have a joke for it. That's how sad it was.
Dang.
Because I would get my hopes up. I'd get my hopes up.
No,
I'd
love
spend a
feels
lot
good.
of money.
Yeah.
Which is something that happens, especially when you're dating.
Yeah.
And then you find out, okay, there's something that's not it's not gonna work.
Yeah, tell us your worst relationship in the comments, guys. If you can sum it up in a couple sentences, we'd love to hear about it.
Because we're going to read those comments,
we're
because
gonna read
that's the reason why we actually changed the name of the pod. So anytime you put a comment, know that I'm most likely going to read them at some point, unless we get to the point where there's so many comments, then I won't. But right now, I can read each and every one of them.
Enough to read every comment.
So I would say,
yo, talk to me about relationships, Hutch.
What was your worst relationship, you'd say?
Worst relationship. I'm a lover. So I love any relationship where there is clear, effective communication. But man, people are horrible at communicating. People are poor communicators, man. And there's so much push and pull and like vitriol that I think doesn't have to happen, and people can just say what they want.
Sure.
And be done with it. For me, the worst relationship I was in was one of those relationships where she couldn't communicate. And what she would do when she was upset is throw things. She would default to throwing things.
Well,
whatever
that's
she could get her
fucked
hands on,
up,
bro.
though. You're not supposed to chuck shit at
first of
people.
all, just violence is not tight
It's not
in
supposed to
relationships.
happen.
You're choosing the people you want to be around. Choose people who
Don't throw shit at you.
For sure. At least, talk it out or something. But she would feel like she didn't have anything that could prove her point, and then
got it.
Just reach for things. It started out with pillows, and I'm like, oh, it's kind of cute.
You know what? I'm going to
And
tell
then
you right now,
bottles.
throwing something at your partner is pointless. Okay?
Pointless.
It's absolutely
If you can't prove your
pointless.
point without words, no.
Completely pointless, just like the segment we have on our show called What the Fiddly Fuck Are We
my
Drinking?
God. Horrible segue,
Woo!
Hutch. Are we in here?
Dirt soda, everybody.
Oh, wait, bruh. Dirt soda. I'm gonna let
Dirt
you pop
soda.
yours first.
Okay,
Tell me
yeah,
how it
see?
smells. This is
Okay, you're not gonna
this is
steal it from
ridiculous.
me?
Not
You
this
stole
time.
it from me last time,
Usually
bro.
I do. Dirt soda. shoveled and
Oh.
bottled in the
Oh.
USA.
It smells like dirt. Here.
Yeah, it says shoveled and bottled in the
That's
USA.
what I'm saying. It's authentic.
How can this be legal? Carbonated artesian spring water, cane sugar, citric acid, artificial flavor.
It's definitely
Artificial,
I mean,
flash pasteurized, natural preservative. Okay.
I don't know.
We might be able to sue them for false advertisement. It says shoveled and bottled in the
Well,
US.
it's definitely
Oh, no, I didn't get a nice pop.
no, I know.
Oh, dang, I
I
just
know.
have the
That
best
happened to
ones.
me.
Oh, no. Did I forget how to do this? Have I stopped drinking that much? Oh, okay, there it is.
All right. That was
lackluster.
well,
Cheers,
cheers,
big dog.
sir.
Dirt
All
soda,
right.
in honor of all your dirt relationships
Mm.
and all the dirt you've been doing in them. Ooh, this smells horrible.
Oh no. Okay. That one fucking sucks.
Yeah, no, that's like a one sipper.
Oh no.
That's a one sipper.
Do I get out of this one?
Ooh, that aftertaste.
It's
though, too,
bad.
It lingers and burns a little bit.
Do you think the audience would be upset if I don't drink the whole thing?
Yeah.
How
you gotta
upset?
do it.
How
You gotta
upset
do
would
it.
you guys be, really? Like, would you be upset?
I think that they want you to do it, but I actually don't know how to. I'm kind of worried for your. I don't know. Is it liver? What hurts when you
Dude,
drink?
that tastes so bad.
I'm gonna do one more sip just to make sure.
You know what the aftertaste is like? It's like when you go
Oh.
to like open up like, the pre-cut melon and it's sour and it's
Pre-cut
gone bad.
Sour melon.
Yeah, like honeydew or cantaloupe.
You're
and
talking
it's
about when
gone
you
bad.
eat like the edges kind of
Mhm.
of the bad one? Yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I can
That's
see
what
that.
it tastes like. That's what the aftertaste
No,
tastes like.
this can't be legal. Like, there's no way. Because I mean, that aftertaste, it feels like it's like burning off some of my cells in like the back of my tongue or something like that. I'm good on this.
Fuck.
I'm not gonna do that.
All right.
Not gonna happen.
All right. Well, I'll do the whole thing.
Bad relationships. Back to these bad relationships or good relationships.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
no, I appreciate one. That was the perfect segue, right?
Oh,
because
I wouldn't say perfect.
that might have been the best one we've done so far.
We got there.
I
think
mean,
it was a memorable segue.
Well, you were talking about
Mhm.
something that I felt was very pointless in a relationship, and I know how pointless this segment is.
This
Other
soda
than the
for sure.
enjoyment
Yeah.
of people watching us
You
drink
suffer and
such
squirm.
terrible flavored soda. That's really the only point.
Yeah, dirt soda.
Only point.
There's a reason there's not dirt soda.
Right.
It shouldn't be marketed to the
Shouldn't
masses,
actually.
no.
It shouldn't exist.
Mm-mm.
So that was the worst relationship, huh?
I think so, man. I think so, dude. Just because it slowly made me feel like I was just so far away from finding like happiness in the world, because without clear communication, that there is no happiness. And I felt like I was just tied to this girl. Of course, I was a youngster. I was, of course, gonna break up anyway.
Sure.
And find new people that interest me. But that one, that was tough. Like when someone's like violent, like, I mean, because that's like, I don't want to say I was in like a abusive relationship, like she was abusing me, because I was quick to make my exit whenever
Sure.
it came to that. I'm like,
But
yeah,
that's
I'm not
that's
gonna play with
abusive
you like
behavior,
this.
though. Throwing something at somebody is abusive behavior.
Yeah, truthfully,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree, man. So yeah, that would be my worst. Like, I never had problems with like women being like overly promiscuous, but even that, I've never been like I've never been a jealous guy
Sure.
anyway. Like, I prefer friendships before relationships. I never wanted ownership over another person. Like, yeah, if you rock with me, you vibe with me, I believe you'll come to me,
Sure.
and be faithful as much as is within reason, because we're all young. Enjoy your life, girl. Live your life. But yeah, that was my biggest issue.
Sure.
Just the throwing of things.
Yeah. I had a relationship while I was on the show, while I was on Zeke and Luther, and it was one of my first ever big relationships.
Mhm.
First time I ever said I love you to a girl.
Mm.
And so we were together and it was good, but there were a couple things that at the time started to become pretty bothersome. One thing was that I was on set for 12 hours a day usually, right? That's how long that we were shooting. And she would like to kind of go and party. That was kind of her thing. She liked to party. So even if it was on a weekday, somehow, and she went to like...
what goes down at those parties.
Yeah, well, she went to a pretty private, like really expensive school. And she had the type of parents who were like wine at 14 was fine.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Rich parents.
Yeah.
Rich parents don't give the kids wine.
Give them wine. And so I started to just kind of like lose my mind because like I'm anytime I'm talking to her, she's at these parties.
Yeah.
That she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go dance with my friends and
I'm gonna be thinking about you all night long.
I'm like, you're not gonna think about me at all.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
And so I got to the point where I was a nutcase on set a little bit. There would be times where people would be like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" You know, you should not have any problems.
Frustrated,
yeah. Well, most people, when they look at you and you're on a show and you're one of the stars of it, they're like, "Why are you having issues with anything?" Because they are assuming that you should just be super thrilled at what's going on.
Yeah, you have the best life.
Which I get and understand, but still, you're 17 years old or 16 years old. You're shit is difficult to be 16 or 17. Yeah. I am sorry to anyone watching.
I wouldn't go back.
Never in a million years. If you're watching right now and you're 16 or 17, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay? It is what it is.
A lot
it's
of
rough.
Yeah.
It's just not
responsibilities,
fun.
New responsibilities.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. And so eventually, this is where the story takes the end of the ends here, really, is she goes off to college. Right.
Okay.
And I am still shooting.
Far away in college? Or was she
Boston.
Oh, she went to Boston.
Went to Boston.
Okay.
And we decided that we were going to try to keep it going. Fucking mistake. But I tried.
You just kept your feelings out there so they can get run over.
You know? And so eventually got to the point where, she was partying all the time in Boston because she's in college and she's a freshman.
Oh, social media.
And social media was on the, it was like I think it was kind of starting.
Yeah, she's posting the party.
Yeah, there were posts. And so eventually I started to get really upset and I would text her and I'm like, I don't really like this. And she's like, well, I'm in college. What do you want me to do about it? So then I went to go see her. Okay. Now,
did you pop up or did she invite
you?
No.
She invited me.
Okay.
She invited.
Okay, there's a difference.
That's
you open the door.
That
hey,
is
babe, I'm about to flow. Who's that big man on top of you?
That is the worst.
What is he doing?
That's the worst thing that could happen. Like, what, did you actually show up, or like, did she invite you? Because I wouldn't go if she doesn't invite you.
Okay, so she invited you.
So she invited me,
and then you meet all her new friends and
all her new friends, right? And I'm sitting there, and I go, you know what? I think one of the things that bugs me about like a lot of these clubs is I think that like guys, they like to kind of like grind on girls. And I really think that's not cool. And I think any girl that's in a relationship shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah. Don't put yourself in that position.
Right? Don't put yourself in that position. And all of her friends look at her. And they're like,
ooh.
And I look at all the friends and I look at her and she's like, I do that. And I went,
yeah.
Wait, hold on.
You're telling me.
Hold on.
You're going and grinding on these dudes at the club? Dang.
As like fresh 18, don't know the world, right? Season 3 of the show's about to start.
Oh no.
Right? And so we're there, and then this is the worst thing that was said to me.
Wait, you were at the club, or were you guys sitting pre-gaming?
We were sitting just at the time. Yeah, we were just like pre-gaming, just hanging out with the friends, right? It was before we went.
And you bring this up in front of everybody.
And I brought that up,
oh, no, dude.
which was such a fucking mistake
Bad
to do.
move. They're about to flame you.
But
when
I tell you, okay, you want to hear one of the worst things said to somebody in a relationship to try to make them feel better somehow, right? Last night that we're together, right?
Yeah.
We're hugging each other. We're in bed. We're just cuddling. And she goes, and I said, this stuff really bothers me. And she goes, the way they touch me isn't the way you touch me.
Oh no!
And I go,
oh no!
I go, and I don't even know what my response was because I was so shocked.
You at all? No.
It didn't console me at all.
So they're touching you.
So they're touching you, right? And so I am now.
No.
So I think I like turned over and I'm pretty sure I sobbed myself to sleep. I'm pretty sure that like she went to bed. No, it was. Oh no, I had to be quiet. She was right there. I wasn't gonna give her the satisfaction, so I just be like,
no,
like that, right? So the next day I get on a flight.
Yes,
I get on a flight, and
did she drive you to the airport?
She did. She was driving me to the airport.
Awkward
really awkward.
Close
and she was like, "Well, I can't wait for you to come out again, and we'll work this out." And I was like, "Yeah, totally right. Get out of the car." And I am fucking furious. Like I am like I cannot believe how could I be so foolish?
I flew all the
How
way
could
to
I
Boston.
be? I am like a
I hate
simp.
Boston.
I'm a simp before simps were there. Before like
Damn.
we even had the word.
Dang.
That's how I felt, right? And I'm so mad. So then I get on the flight and I'm in the aisle seat and there's two people next to me and it's a couple. It's a guy and a girl, right? And we're not taking off yet. We haven't taken off. And I look at the guy and the guy looks like a pretty cool dude, business guy, right? And his girlfriend's really pretty. And I'm like, almost at this point, like I'll ask anybody for advice. And I say, hey man, can I ask you a question? And he says, yeah. Yeah, what's up, man? I go, is that your girlfriend? Yeah. How long you guys been together? About 4 years. I went, okay. Would you be okay if like she went out with her girlfriends and then she just grinded on guys like Dirty Dancing and like in the club, like, you know, pretty much guys like putting their arms around her and hands around her
And
waist
the genitals on her
and
backside.
yeah, pretty much, you know, yeah, and just doing that. And he goes, he got confused for a second. He was like, what the fuck is this? What type of question is this?
Where's this coming from?
What is this, right? But he goes, do I know the guys? Are they my friends? Are these people that I'm aware of? And I say, you've never met them ever in your life. They are complete strangers. And this is what your girlfriend's going and doing. What would your solution be? And the girlfriend looks at him and he looks at her and they both come back and I break up with her. And she goes, yeah, that would be the right move. And I went, thank you so
vindicated.
much.
He's like, I know my feelings.
Right? I went,
real.
I'm not crazy.
Dang.
That shouldn't be the way. So then we get off the plane, right? Flight 5 hours, Boston. And I just type, look.
It's over.
It's over.
You're a whore.
No. I didn't say anything like that. I said, look, this long distance thing, it's just not going to work for me. I pretty much made it all about everything except for the real problem. Because I didn't want to blame. I didn't want to do the blame thing.
Yeah.
But I will tell you that, look, there's nothing to all those watching and all those listening. Let me tell you, when a girl that you is your first love ever brings you in close and says, they don't touch me the way you touch me.
It's time to go.
It's time to probably bail the fuck out. I think that's what it means.
I mean, but you know, and it sounds like, because if I recall correctly, she was a sweet girl. She was cool.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Super cool.
She's just out ready to explore what life has to offer, you know, and especially at that critical college moment, it's like, it's tough because that puppy love feels so good.
Oh, it feels so damn real.
It feels so real, but we all got to branch out and
we all have to get kicked really, really hard
in the
just
nuts.
really just like when I tell you, I think that when I got off the plane, this is the last part of the story, is I got off the plane and I was just taking like an Uber. I think it was still taxis. I don't know if Uber was even around, but I was taking a taxi back over to my mom's house. And on the way, I call my mom. And I'm like, yeah, so we broke up. She's like, oh my God, are you okay? And I'm like, no, it's all right. We get there and she goes, honey, are you all right? And I just burst into tears. Like when I tell you, like she couldn't even like pick me up off the ground.
Yeah.
Like I was like, no, like I swear, so bad.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't know if I've ever been in that much pain from love again. I don't know if it's ever been that like.
No, you got to get through it.
It was vicious.
Yeah, it's like childbirth. That first one is like real bad, but then.
Speaking from experience, pal.
I've heard. All right.
So okay, you're going off of what people have told
ladies, you, right? And they've told me.
They tell you that the first one's the hardest, and then after that,
the first cut is the deepest. You know. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I hear a lot of things.
So then, tell me.
Talk to me.
Even though that was the worst relationship you've been in, what about What about like heartbreak? You ever had heartbreak?
Oh, what?
What was like the worst heartbreak?
Well, heartbreak. Man, dude, I guess I'm just weird like that, man. My love language. Wait, is there a effective communication love language? I have no clue. Which the one? What do they call it? My love language is words of affirmations. I'm a words of affirmations guy. And I kind of couple that in with effective communication, or not even effective communication, but just communicating pleasantries. I had a girl who like grew up like pretty like rough, like in the hood. And she was like she would those words, bro. She would
Mm.
just tear into you, bro.
Oh
So
no.
you know, I've had some
Oh.
moments where I'm like, why are you talking to me? I'm a good guy. I don't deserve this. I really don't deserve this.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the closest. Like I've had heartbreak. Like, how could someone say that to me? I couldn't let her know that it affected me so much.
Sure.
But you know, I was like, man, I'm not ready for the world. These women really going for the jugular out here.
Mhm.
They got some foul stuff to say, boy. They will hurt your feelings.
Oh no, they will really. When I tell you that I've never seen, and I've seen this from my friends too,
Go ahead,
so
go ahead.
I've witnessed multiple breakups from the
Yeah.
others, just the audience member side, right? Where it's one of my friends and his girlfriend, or it's
Yeah.
one of my friends, it's a girl, and then her boyfriend, right? And I'm
Mhm.
watching, and you know what always gets mentioned? You want to know? You know what it were? And you know what? This is a PSA for it to stop. This
Uh-oh,
has gotta
let's
stop.
hear it. What's up?
Okay. Why is it that every time the relationship ends, right? And this is now I'm going to say that it's on both sides, okay? But immediately there's an attack on
Uh,
the other person's like genitalia.
yeah, hey,
It's in a
oh,
minute.
well,
here's
you
the
just
thing.
wasn't cutting it.
Like-
What am I gonna do with that little toothpick you got down there?
That's what happens. Like the minute one of my friends, like the girlfriend, like he broke up with the girlfriend, and she's like, you know what, your dick's small anyway. I don't
Oh.
even care about you.
Oh,
and I'm
dang,
like,
it's over. You can't recover.
you
from
can't
that.
recover from that. That is a permanent statement.
That little
Okay.
Vienna sausage you got in your pocket. I can't do nothing with that.
Can't do. It's like it's immediately. Then the guy's like, you know, you're not thick enough anyway.
Uh-huh.
You know,
yeah,
and then
you don't know how to throw it back. You're straight. Your back is always like this when I'm hitting the doggy. You're supposed to put some curve in it. Yeah, man.
like
Sexual prowess.
So this
yeah.
is look. The PSA is that has to stop.
Yeah.
Okay, because before one it creates even more trust issues than before. Okay, because if you tell a guy that what they're packing is fine, or it's good, or it's great, and then the minute the breakup happens, you let them
then you
know
pull that out?
that they've been driving a Mini Cooper the whole
I've been
fucking time.
bamboozled. I thought I was killing it. I was smashing and banging that. God dang. And that was all for nothing. That's cold.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
So-
a tactic, though. It's a tactic that works. I
Mhm.
mean, you know, but for ladies, you know, I mean, them engaging in a sexual act, you know, I can see how they might feel like it takes more. They're losing more. So, you know, I'm sure they do want to. It's a way for them to get back, regain their, you know, self-worth by insulting
by
your package.
destroying
Yes.
the other person.
Absolutely.
But it's on both sides. So I just think that if everyone just cease fire, right?
Ceasefire? Yeah.
Just say, look, it didn't work out. I'm sorry, right? I don't even care. Like, attack something else. Go after the fact that, like, you know, the person doesn't make a lot of money.
Oh, well, I mean,
Something
that's
that
gonna happen too.
something that they can change, though. Something that they could change.
Damn, Hutch.
Okay.
This sounds a little personal, bro.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. All right, there have been a couple times where I'm talking with somebody, and they will literally. I remember one time it wasn't even like a. Actually, you know what? You were here
Yeah.
for this story.
Yeah.
Okay, this was in my Santa Monica apartment.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now, in my Santa Monica apartment, this was when I did, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on who you ask, the majority of the drinking and really
Yeah.
going hard. And so I had Daniel over, and Daniel had, I believe you had your cousin over. I think it was Justin.
yeah,
Justin was
I
over.
remember.
And then it was me, and then we were trying to have some ladies come
Chicks
over.
pull
We were
over,
trying to have ladies come
Wait,
over.
where's this going?
And oh no, don't worry.
Because
This-
there's a really funny moment. I'm gonna see
'cause
if you bring it up.
I
Go
think I'm probably gonna.
Go ahead, go
So
ahead, go
what
ahead.
ends up happening is we're all sitting around a table, and I'm like 18 Smirnoff Ices in. Don't judge me. It was like what I had bought, so I just drank a bunch of Smirnoff Ice. I was pretty slizzard, and then all of a sudden these two girls show up,
Yeah.
and one of them was this very sweet, like blonde girl next door, girl, so sweet, and then the other girl was a little rough. So a little rough, and not rough as in looks, but she was just very provocative, and like she wore very little clothing, and it was very clear that she had
Party
most
girl.
likely hooked up with a good amount of people. That's how
Yeah, for sure.
that was the vibe.
That very night, and then showed up. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah,
That's how it felt. And so then I'm there, and then we all start having a conversation,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
And it jumps to something about, relationships or hooking up with people, and then all of a sudden it goes to the different sizes of dicks.
I don't remember this one, but go ahead. Okay, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Now, I'm fucked up. I'm there, but I have no filter.
That was your MO.
I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
no filter. And so I'm just sitting there, and it kind of starts going around the table, and like the girl next door is very like, oh, that doesn't really matter to me. And then, all of a sudden it gets
preferences.
to
Yeah, size of the boat or the motion
right?
of the ocean.
I think, and it was
The
being
worth of the
talked-
girth.
It was being talked about just as like a casual conversation.
And you felt personally attacked. He's
And-
like,
and
I took that
And
personally.
I was like, I don't know what's going on here, because I was like, look, I'm sitting there, and then she goes to the girl, the very the hookup girl, the girl that looks like she definitely would get around if she wanted to, and she goes, well, let me tell you guys something right now. And she looks at all of us, looks at me, you, and the girl next door, and Justin, and goes, if a guy doesn't have 8 inches, I kick him out of my place.
What, bro?
And I am fucked up, and you and Justin both look at me and go, don't do it.
I don't know, because no.
Because you knew that I would say something, whether it was the truth or not.
Dang.
And I literally, like, it comes around to me, and I go, what did you say? What was that statement you said? And she goes, and she said it proudly again. Said the same thing again. And I went, okay, well, that's not what I'm packing, so you probably get the fuck out of my house.
Dang.
Now.
Dang.
And then you guys picked me up and threw me into my
your
bedroom.
room. Yeah,
and went,
I do
"Shut
remember.
the
I
fuck
remember
up,"
that. Bro, no.
You
You
were
went
so
harder
mad,
than that.
You went
did I go harder than that? You definitely
What did I
did.
say?
It's enough to make her upset, bro. But of course, it's
Really?
your crib. It was your crib.
Right. Well,
But no, you guys had a bunch of banter back and forth.
Did
I
we?
remember
Okay.
That shit was
So
blowing
that's
up.
what happens when you don't remember everything. So that's the problem. But I remember
But she
that.
was saying something outlandish.
Outlandish.
Because
And
I'm
I'm
like, 8
like-
inches. Come on now.
I'm like, okay, first off, that's just,
Why is this a topic of conversation?
No, I'm looking at her going, that's just mean. That's mean. Because chances are that's like saying, look, if you don't have a Ferrari in your garage, we're not doing anything, right?
I mean,
most people don't have a Ferrari.
Yeah, it limits
They
the
don't
pool.
have one.
Yeah.
So you saying that is just cruel. It's just mean.
Bruh. And my cousin Justin, he's like, what, 6'5", bro?
6'7"
He's
or
huge.
some
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah. So,
And then it's
like,
just,
he'd be the closest to this.
I'm
But
just
even
like-
he looked like 8 inches. What?
Wait,
What are you talking about, big dog?
But that's what I said. I went, well, that's not what I'm packing, so why don't you get out of my house now? Because I was going back to what she said, which was, I kicked them out of my place.
Yeah.
And I went, no siree.
What then happened? Damn.
I remember being in my room, and then all of a sudden, I came creeping back out after like 20 minutes, right? Because I
Yeah.
was like, I wonder if like everything's cooled off now, right? I was like, I wasn't drunk enough that I don't remember what was going on. I was
were
like,
we
okay,
all
I said some
gone,
shit.
or were we still
No,
there?
I come back out. Daniel and Justin are on the couch. Girls are gone.
Oh yeah. No. They left. No. That's what I'm saying. Like it was.
God.
I was like, bro, you gotta chill.
And
Like,
I went, bro, what happened? And you're like, you know what the fuck happened.
Oh yeah,
You were irritated. You were irritated.
Because I was like, we could have bagged him.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, but bro, that was really like, who says something
but was
like
it
that?
worth ruining everybody?
Smirnoff Ice Hutch thought so.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you're not
I
wrong.
thought so. At the time, I was
Smirnoff.
like, time to stand up for all the 5-inchers.
Out here.
For all of them.
All right.
I'm standing up for them. So,
Whole world.
yeah, I remember that one. That was, and forgot that you were there
But now
until
you can't
right
leave
now.
the 3-inchers out. They're out there somewhere.
They are there. That's
So
okay.
you only want to stand up for the 5-inchers? This guy, you're creating division in the community, man. I can't stand by this.
That's
man.
not what I
Everyone
meant.
is welcome. All right,
Everyone.
Everyone's welcome.
Everybody is
Whatever you're
welcome.
packing. Okay.
So you've had Heartbreak. I've had Heartbreak.
Yeah.
Would you say that over the years, have you learned how to kind of protect yourself better?
Oh yeah, dude. There was this thing on MTV, and I remember the jingle. It went like, "Lowered expectations." Do you guys remember that? No? Lowered expectations, bro. It will get you, it'll take you a long way, man. All right, you know?
Okay.
Don't be asking for the universe. Don't be asking for 8 inches. You know? You get what you get, man. It's life. Nobody said it was going to be easy. You know what I'm saying?
Like, but when someone says something like that to me,
Roll with the punches.
I'm just like, why are you, that's so just not a nice thing. That would be like me saying, look, if you don't have a Rolex on deck right now, the fuck out.
Hey,
Like, that's just not okay.
But
a lot of
people-
people only have Fossil
It's
watches
okay
or
to-
Timex. They don't have a
Timex.
they don't have a
Oh, my
Rolex.
goodness.
So that's not nice.
Little Mickey Mouse watch.
Oh, yeah, with the hands or the
I mean, hey, but that is a good question. Like preferences, can people have preferences? I think
I think they can.
yeah, because it's been tough. Like recently, I've been feeling like you're not even allowed to have preferences anymore. You
Okay.
kinda gotta, or you can't say it out loud. Like you get canceled for whatever. Like, oh, I like girls with red hair. Like you really can't say that.
Well,
I like girls that are maybe half Lizzo size. You know.
Well, I think that what it comes down to is the way that people say their preferences. If they're said kindly, no one has an issue.
You can't really lose. Yeah.
But when people, and unfortunately, a lot of people, they say their preferences with a lot of venom.
Vitriol. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I think
Where they
that
just
is where
try
it
they
happens.
just start to go, well, maybe if this person wasn't like this, and then
Yeah.
you're like, okay, dude, what the.
So
didn't
you
have to
prefer a girl to
that.
say, yeah, maybe if you just had 6 inches.
Like honestly, all
It's like,
you
maybe
would
if
have
you
to
had 6 inches, then it would.
Well, yeah, I think if someone says, "Look, at the end of the day, it's just I'm not feeling fulfilled in these ways, and it just is what it is." Instead of I'm gonna kick you out of my place if
Oh,
you don't
well.
have this.
Well.
Like it's you gotta come at it from like a hallmark nice way if you're gonna say these things.
Dang.
So that's just my 2 cents.
Relationships,
on that,
man. Relationships. Another thing that I've thought about, and I don't know how much time we have, but and I watched somebody on, I think it was probably on like TikTok or YouTube, one of them, but some lady, she brought up the notion that we are too hyper focused on relationships that end in marriage, or where you have to expect this great big thing from your partner.
Sure.
And we lose sight of those relationships that are to boost our creativity. Like I've been with women where I'm like, I don't get that creative energy from you. I do love you,
Okay.
but I want to be able to get that from somewhere else. And I wouldn't mind it being a female energy. So it's like, for me, it's tough saying that there's this tried and true method of just finding one person. First of all, the divorce rates are so ridiculously high. There's got to be something wrong with that model. But I think it comes in with people cutting themselves off from the rest of the world and different energies that they would interact well with, and trying to focus only on this one relationship in front of them. I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like we all lose a little bit there.
I think that every person needs to choose what is the best way for them to go, right? So, that's why people can be poly. There's people who are monogamous. There are people who do, relationships are done differently. And
Yeah,
so
you're not wrong.
as long as the person you're in a relationship with is on the same page with you, I don't think there's any issue if you decide to go a different route and I don't want to go, monogamy's not for me. I know a lot of people that monogamy's not for them. I've talked to them. They're like, it's just not for me.
Yeah.
And so like me, I'm like super old school. So like whenever I find my person, that's just going to be it for me. But I know for a fact that a lot of people are like, well, I may find my person, but that might not be all that I'm looking for. Or maybe I need another person, or maybe there's some sort, everyone has a different relationship with relationships.
Yeah.
And so you kind of have to make your own road.
Yeah.
And then, I think it would be better if people didn't judge the shit out of each other. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
that's
you
what
don't
ends up
get that.
happening.
Oh, yeah.
And then people end up getting defensive.
Oh, yeah.
And then there ends up being arguments because people say, well, this is the best way and that's the best way. And it's like, well, not
about
really.
you just do it your
How
way?
about you just do it your way?
Yeah,
and then I'll do it my way, and then we can live still across the street from each other and call it a fucking day.
Yeah, and don't put it on the internet because everybody's they're gonna
Do
flame
not put it on the internet. Yeah, no, I think overall, it's really funny, man, because dating apps.
Yo, change the game. I've never used a dating app. I've used Instagram like a dating app. And picked up a
I want
fair
you to
share.
know that at first I was really impressed.
Yeah.
And then when you said that, I realized that you just cheat coded.
Ah.
You were just like, oh, I'll just be Daniel Curtis
I was
Lee
too lazy to
on
download the
Instagram.
other apps. Yeah.
What do you think of dating apps overall?
Well, like I said, I haven't used them. But I always hear I hear horror stories from everybody who's on them. Like all the chicks are like, oh, these weirdo guys that I met, and they're paying apparently to be able to have access to the females now. They're
You
absolutely
have to
paying
buy
money.
you have to buy like swipes and likes and like you have to buy everything.
You said that so casually, like, yeah, I'm one of those guys.
I've definitely bought swipes. Do not think I haven't bought them.
Bought swipes. That's
Yeah.
a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Buying swipes.
Because what you do is, let's say, let's go with Bumble because Bumble is my favorite, of all of them because it just seems to be the most
That's where you go
geared towards a
purchase your women.
relationship.
Yeah.
And what you'll do is I didn't even. You know what? I'm not even gonna fucking.
You purchase your swipes.
I'm gonna move right on.
Go ahead.
And what happens is you swipe, let's say, 10, 15 people that you like, and then you try to swipe on the 16th.
You've reached your limit. Dang.
You reach your
They
limit,
cut you off.
and they say, look, you can either buy swipes and continue on this quest for love, or you can wait till tomorrow and be a poor little bitch. And that's pretty much what it says. It doesn't say that exactly.
Dang.
But it might as well say that.
Dang. Love don't cost a thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it
But
does.
it does. But it does.
It does cost
Dang,
something.
they've been lying. So how much does it cost to buy these swipes?
I feel like you're trying to because if I give you an exact, you're going to be like, how many times have you done this?
I'm going to do the math. So I want to know
have?
if there's real people out here buying swipes. If you or someone you know is buying swipes, let me know in the comments.
Yeah. Well, I'm one of them, so don't feel bad.
Okay.
It's the pursuit of love, Daniel.
Yeah. Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
you gotta. Hey, what's the price of love?
You gotta search the way you gotta search.
Yeah.
And LA it's such a big place, and it can be lonely. It's a lonely place sometimes.
Oh, it can
Daniel.
be. It can be.
It can be a lonely place.
Yeah.
To answer your previous question, for 3 months, if you want to get the deal, it's $59.99.
For
3 months of unlimited swipes for 3 months. And the reason I can tell you that I know that exactly is because I purchased it 8 days ago.
Hey.
So it's still even pending on my credit card.
So he's
probably.
lurking on Bumble, guys. If you're looking for a hot date, you got one right
Why'd you
here.
have to say lurking?
Lurking.
Why did you have to say lurking?
It's like you're gonna use any other verb.
That makes me sound like I'm like this, bro.
Dang.
Oh my
Little
god, that's
hunchback guy in
hysterical.
his mom's.
I'm just like this. I'm like
Wife
lifting up the floorboards.
He knows when you've been sleeping. He knows when you're. Oh, good Lord. Okay.
So
$59.99. So 60 bucks a room.
Yes, at $59.99. They do that because they actually say that somehow $19.99 and $20. The rate of people buying goes up like tenfold if it's $19.99.
Because the 99, yeah.
Because they see 19.
Psychology, man.
And it's psychology. So they did that. That didn't really get me because I knew it was $60. And I'd been waiting to get it for a while because every time they'd offer it to me, I was like, $60?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, of money?
Dang.
And they said, yeah. And I went, eventually I said, okay.
Yeah.
Eventually I just said, okay, but I won't do it with any of the other ones. So all the other ones also want you to do that. So if you're on all these, depending on how many
was
you're
Bumble
on.
like the first one to do it?
No, Tinder did it first.
Tinder did it first. Okay.
Tinder in the beginning was completely free, and swipes didn't cost anything.
Yeah.
There were unlimited swipes, and then as it went along, and
People created bots or something.
Well, it wasn't only that they created bots, but people, the powers that be, saw how many people were on it and said, why are we not charging them for this stuff? We should be charging them. So it went from being a really, really easy way to try to meet people to you had to pay for it to be an easy way.
Mm-hmm.
And not a lot of people just have $60 to throw at a fucking app on their phone to swipe left and right like on baseball cards of people.
Dang, swipe left and right, yeah.
So that was but you know what? I enjoy Bumble. I think that overall though, dating apps have made it probably harder to date.
I'm sure because women probably always feel like they got somebody waiting in the rafters.
Well, God, yeah, and look, I have some female friends that have shown me their dating app sites, and I mean, look, the desperation.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, it's you're for any of the guys out there that are super desperate and are sending out these desperate messages to people. You're fucking it up for everybody.
Cut it up.
You're making it bad for everyone.
Dang.
Okay, and that's not fair to me. or to anyone else who's just actually on there trying to do it a
To
normal
actually find
way.
love.
But you copy and pasting the same desperate message to every person that you match with is not gonna do it. It's just not gonna do it.
That's now Lindsay and one of her friends showed me their like Bumble profile.
Okay.
Like and say, hey, sometimes there's some winners. Some of these homies, I'm like, damn, these homies are
Sure.
some Greek gods here. But
Well,
then,
yeah.
But then the majority of them are guys that done already started losing the hair up here. It says 22 on the profile, but they're already balding. And just, I mean, like a lot of Jerry Seinfeld looking guys, bro. It's pretty rough. Or Larry David, to be honest. I'm not even gonna lie.
There are a lot of Larry
homies.
Davids on there.
Yeah, man, like
Yeah.
50 plus. But they're the guys with the money, you know?
I get that, but they don't. A lot of them don't even look like they try.
Oh, yeah. No,
Like they
no.
look like when they made their profile, they said, "Look, I gave up already. So this is what give up me looks like."
But I got $60 at least.
But I got $60 at least to get unlimited swipes.
Unlimited swipes.
And what does that mean? How much is in my bank account? I'll let you guess.
Damn.
Because it's obviously a lot if I can afford $60 Bumble Premium like
Dang.
that.
Cold world. Man.
That is just hysterical.
You ever been on like Christian Mingle or anything like
I
that?
have
Have
not
you tried some of the obscure ones? Farmers
I have
Only?
not, but the commercials are fantastic.
Yeah,
Every
they know.
commercial for one of those. And by the way, the problem is that I know so quickly that it's not for me because it'll be like a farmer picking up like a barrel of hay. And I'm like,
Right.
oh, this ain't me. This is not me.
He's like, I'd never
This-
do that. I
this
would
ain't
hire
me.
someone to do that.
Honestly, no, because what will happen is if I ever went on there and I was like, they know I wasn't a farmer. They know it. It'd be
They immediately,
immediate.
yeah.
They would look at me and go, this is catfish.
He's never
You're not supposed to do
hay
that.
in the day in his life.
You've never ridden a horse
You
once.
can't milk a
Well,
cow.
if you've never milked a cow.
You never grabbed a single udder.
You've not once, okay? You are a consumer.
Damn.
That is all you are, right? And so, yeah, those ones I've never really tried.
What's your current profile picture on Bumble for the ladies out there who want to know? Is it one of those shirtless joints? Or
No,
is it- what is it?
I don't. No, I don't do the shirtless joint. No.
Have you ever photoshopped your head onto someone else's body?
I have not.
No.
Why would I?
Are you getting a lot of swipes back, and that might be the reason why you're not?
No, I'm getting a lot of.
So they messing with you. You getting a lot of swipes back.
Why did you assume they weren't?
I mean,
You immediately went to.
I mean, if you gotta pay.
So
$60,
you photoshopping, bitch? Like, what are you doing over here? Like, what?
I mean, nothing wrong with a little Photoshop. Make it work. Ladies do it. They put on makeup.
I really don't
Photoshop.
think. I don't
Little
think. Yeah.
airbrush.
Well, yeah, but I don't think you're supposed to take your head and then put it on the body of somebody else.
That's why you got to get your numbers up. Those are rookie numbers, Hutch.
I haven't
I don't
told
even
you
know
the
what your
numbers.
numbers
I haven't
are.
even told them
I
to
can
you.
tell they're rookie numbers
And this
because
is
you
gonna be
haven't
like one of those
photoshopped
sound
your
bites where
head.
people are like, Daniel Curtis Lee talks shit about his dating life.
I mean,
It's gonna be like, oh,
I've never been on them, but I gotta try it. I'm gonna definitely Photoshop somebody else.
you're gonna Photoshop somebody. Okay,
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. I think that's good.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
You know what I liked? You know what I liked about this episode too is it was very, we had like a topic and we stayed on it.
Pretty much,
I
yeah.
would
It was a
say
relationships
almost the
episode.
entire time, and for some of the earlier episodes, I think
tangents.
you try to learn how to do a podcast or how you want to do a podcast,
Yeah.
and I think it's really
We're
fun,
finding the
man.
flow.
And I appreciate you, man, because the reason I'm doing this is because you just wouldn't let it go.
I was relentless. I was
You
like,
were
this
relentless.
man needs his own podcast.
I'm appreciative. I think it's good, and to top this all off.
Cheers. I'll cheers with you, bro, but I'm not drinking dirt soda. Out of your
no.
mind. No way I'm drinking this, bruh. Hey, like a boss. All right, ladies.
All right. Thank you for joining us on For Further Instructions.
Peace. Check back in next Thursday for further instructions.